When I was 15, I had a pretty normal kid's life. We didn't want for anything. I grew up in a two-parent household. I had my moments where I wanted to do things I wasn't supposed to and probably got away with some things I wasn't supposed to, I suppose. And what can happen when life is just normal and easy and so forth and so on, you can overlook things that normally you just get used to having. So this was in maybe October of 1997. The year prior, I used to play freshman basketball, and my parents, every time I scored a point, they started making noise. I'm like, Mom, Dad, y'all doing too much. So they actually stopped coming to the games. So life went on. 10th grade year came, everything seemed normal. My dad was having a rough day one day, and I asked him to give me a ride home from practice because I didn't know practice got canceled. Now, to walk home from the school to the house I grew up in, about a 45-minute, almost an hour walk. When he picked me up and we got home, he had a lot of he said some things I thought were unnecessary. So when he came in the room for the next couple of weeks, I walk out and I didn't say good morning and so forth and so on because I just felt like, like I was treated badly and this and that and the other. I just, you know how teenage young men can be. You have these moments in life where you feel like you have to stand up for yourself because you're growing into a man and you're learning how to handle the extra testosterone you have in you and so forth and so on. Your instincts as a man are kicking in, and sometimes they're misguided, sometimes they are not. On the Friday nights when we'd have basketball games, my father, he used to hang out and drink and gamble and party a little bit, but he'd always come home at 1:30 on the dot. Never failed. When the door slammed at 1:30, I'd hear the door slam all the way to the front of the house, but I knew that was Dad coming home because I look at my alarm clock, it'd say 1:30 on the dot every single time. So one Friday night, the phone rang instead of a door slamming, and I looked at the alarm clock and it's 2:30. And I said, you know what? That phone call ain't good. My dad ain't coming home. I know it. And I said a cuss word to myself. And sure enough, my mom came in the room and she kind of paused for a minute. And she basically told me, look, son, your father's gone. And he had the keys to both vehicles for some odd reason that particular night. So I had to walk down the street to one of my homeboys' houses who, he was a close friend, but their family were friends too. And I had to ask them to take us to the hospital. Because you have to, if you don't know, somebody gets called to the hospital to identify the body of someone who has departed. And it's like, you know how when on a TV show, when a character is dreaming, they kind of show like a haze around the edge of the screen. It felt like I was in a moment like that. I just didn't know what to do, what to say. Kind of some of the strength left my body, and I had to kind of kneel down in the street. It's 2:30 in the morning, ain't nobody driving. And, I had to gather myself. I was kind of, wanting to be sad, but I'm still processing the information. And I tell you, what still stings to this day is, hey, you lose people. That's part of life. The bigger problem is now I realize that was petty to be upset about something so small. Because the day he died, I did say, good morning, Dad. And my dad was a tough guy. He wasn't finna apologize for nothing right or wrong. He said, good morning, son. And okay, that's his personality. But here's the thing. He's gone now and he left while we were on bad terms. So now that I look back on that moment, you know what? I wish my dad was here to cuss me out now. Something good, something bad, hello, anything. That's over with. And I let it expire on bad terms. This morning, I heard birds chirping. This weekend, I got to do some lawn work with my son, even though all our equipment isn't back, because we were even going to consider bringing on an extra person to help with the work. But without all the equipment being right and so forth and so on, I just figured it was best to just let him do that on his own. He even got a person who asked him to do the work on his own. So I've learned this, like somebody's phone just went off. Well, I could have started, going on a tirade about, well, I just told the people who I'm mentoring who are here with me right now to, I thought I told you to keep that noise turned off. And nobody's perfect. There are moments where I might say things I shouldn't say, but I've learned to come back and apologize. I've learned to appreciate people. I've learned to appreciate things, because sometimes if you don't appreciate something, it might be taken from you. Then what? See, right now you can get up and go to the grocery store. You can play on your cell phone. You have a warm meal. You have food on, shoes on your feet. You have a house to live in. What about these people in Russia and Ukraine? Now, you can believe whatever your political beliefs are, but bottom line, those people don't even have a normal way of life right now. So again, appreciate what you have, big or small, because one day, nothing lasts forever, ladies and gentlemen. The Bible says the flowers wither and the grass withers and the flowers fade, but the word of the Lord endures forever. Now, you may have whatever beliefs you have, but basically what that means is, other than supernatural things, and I guess if you're a Bible believer, for people who are saved, but again, that's not the point. The point is, this body you live in, the things that are around you, they do not last forever. Appreciate them while you have them.